We're learning more about the officers involved in a shooting early this week in Davenport. Then, in a move to bring more tourists to the state of Illinois, local entrepreneurs are getting an Illinois-made shout-out.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning, and thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. I'm Emily Scarlett. We'll get to our top stories here shortly, but first, another big story, of course, the heat and humidity.
Yeah, that's going to be affecting everyone, not only today, but into Friday, Saturday, and even into Sunday. And when you think about, oh, it's hot during the day and then it cools off some at night, we're really not going to cool off all that much, because even now we're close to 80 degrees in the Quad Cities.
And you said that's the real problem, not so much the temperatures, but that we are not getting a break from that heat.
That's right, and this is going to go on for a good 72 to possibly 96 hours. So it will become very taxing and stressing to your body, especially if you're elderly or they're more susceptible to these intense heat and humidity changes that we're expecting. An excessive heat warning in effect all the way through Saturday evening. Daytime highs will be in the mid-90s, but it's going to feel more like 105 to 110. And even in the overnight hours, with temperatures staying in the 70s to near 80, you don't get that relief. The only relief that we may get over the next couple of days may be some showers and thunderstorms scattered about the area. We're expecting some of those later today. We're already seeing those dropping down through Minnesota, but coming with that could be some damaging winds and some very heavy flooding rain. So that's something we'll be watching for later today. But again, heat and humidity, drink plenty of water if you have to be outdoors.
Thank you, Anthony. If the heat gets to be too much today, there is a place you can cool down for free. Rock Island Township will turn Town Hall into a cooling center for anyone who needs a break from that heat. The building will be open from 8 in the morning until 6:15 tonight, and that's all week. You can find that cooling center on 7th Avenue in Rock Island. We know more this morning about the Davenport police officers involved in a shooting early Tuesday morning. Investigators have identified officers Sean Sullivan and Andrew Weingart as the men who fired their guns. Local 4 News obtained this surveillance video from the Super Saver convenience store. The incident happened in that store's parking lot. Investigators say Officer Sullivan was training Officer Weingart at the time of the shooting. The Scott County Sheriff's Department has taken on the investigation. Local 4's Krista Burris shares what the Scott County Sheriff and the clerk at that convenience store are saying about the incident.
If I hear the shot outside, I sit down over there and all the customers scared.
In the surveillance video, you can see police cars at the top left corner of the screen. Ibrahim Matar is a clerk at the Super Saver convenience store. He says he was working when the officer-involved shooting started early Tuesday morning.
All the people scared, and all the people here asked me where's the emergency door. And I will show those people where the emergency door. We got some people go over there, and we got some people go in the bathroom.
Deputies say officers Sean Sullivan and Andrew Weingart were called to a shots fired incident. Officers say they tried to pull over 19-year-old Rodrigo Parks Jr. They say Parks rammed his car into their police car. They say that's when the two officers shot at Parks. Scott County Sheriff Dennis Connard says it could be a while before we know if Sullivan and Weingart will be charged.
Every situation is different depending on the complexity of the incident and whether everything is available to us to complete our investigation.
Parks has a prior record in Rock Island County. He pled guilty to stealing less than $300 worth of retail items late last year. Meanwhile, the Scott County Sheriff's Office is continuing to investigate Tuesday's incident.
Anyone would have any additional information in regard to this incident, we would strongly urge them to call the Scott County Sheriff's Office.
Krista Burris, Local 4 News.
Thank you, Krista. This isn't the first time Officer Sullivan has been involved in a shooting while on duty. Back in 2014, Sullivan was one of 2 officers that responded to a call of a man with a knife attacking a person. Police say when the officers arrived, 61-year-old Alvin Jennings came after them. Both officers fired their weapons, and Jennings later died. The officers were later cleared of any wrongdoing and awarded medals for their bravery. And Sullivan was also the officer driving when he crashed into a utility pole while he and another officer were responding to a call of a man with a gun. That happened back in 2009. Sullivan was behind the first officer and can be seen on dash cam video clipping the side of the first squad car before crashing into the pole. Officer Sullivan was injured in that accident and spent months going through rehab before returning to work. Knox County deputies need your help finding a man wanted for homicide. They have a warrant out for 45-year-old Troy Patch. His last known address was in Brimfield, Illinois. The warrant accuses him of reckless homicide, aggravated DUI, and drug charges. Authorities say he's been seen in the Abingdon area. Today, you can help the city of Galesburg move towards the future. The city is seeking public input to improve its downtown area. Conceptual designs created from previous meetings will be on display at a meeting this evening. That's from 5 to 7 o'clock tonight at the Kensington on East Simmons Street. Today, several Quad Cities area school districts will take applications for substitute teachers. East Moline, Silvis, United Township, and several other districts will take part in this career fair. Don't forget to bring all required documents. That event runs from 4:30 to 6:30 tonight. Then again from 9 until 11 a.m. Friday at the East Moline School District administrative offices. Fans of Isabel Bloom will soon be shopping in a new location. The company is moving its showroom from Davenport's East Village to the newly renovated Gordon Van Tine building. The move is about a mile to the west of where they are now. That new showroom is also where most of the company's work takes place, meaning customers will be able to watch the artist at work. Owners hope to open that new showroom in early October. And Illinois will soon begin highlighting entrepreneurs to bring more tourists to the state. The new program called Illinois Made will use online videos and interactive maps to promote tourism. The state says it'll help give visitors who want to immerse themselves in the local culture an idea of what's available. Let's check in with meteorologist Anthony Peoples on this Thursday morning. Of course, we like to call it Friday Eve, and as we look ahead to the weekend, you can expect some very hot temperatures.
Very hot temperatures, very humid conditions, and the air conditioners hopefully will be humming across the area. If you have them, I hope you're going to use them.
Yeah, you'll have to. And on top of that, Anthony, you talked about the chance for some severe storms as well.
Yeah, we're going to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms today, tomorrow, and into Saturday and Sunday. And any of the storms that develop could produce some torrential rain downpours and also some very strong winds. Look at the view coming in this morning from our sky cam. We have some haze and fog across the Mississippi River Valley. Just a few high clouds blowing in and a beautiful sunrise underway. 78 degrees right now with the south wind at 6 in Moline, Davenport at 77. But notice the dew points at 75. When you get the dew points in the mid 70s, that means there's just a lot of humidity hanging in the air, and the air becomes very oppressive. And you're going to notice that today. We have those clouds moving through. Now, we are watching some showers and storms up in Minnesota. Those will be dropping in through Wisconsin today, and later this afternoon, there could be some strong storms across the area. But the big story before that is the heat and humidity. Even though high temperatures are going to be up to around 94 degrees, once you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like 105, maybe 110 degrees. We have an excessive heat warning in effect through Saturday night. And basically what this means is that there will be very little relief. Even as temperatures fall back through the 70s in the overnight hours, it's still going to feel like the 80s. So if you don't have air conditioning, or if you have to be out for any length of time, it's going to be very pressing on your body. And it's during these situations when we start to see more people get heat stroke or dehydration. So this could be a dangerous situation here.
Yeah, important to keep in mind, because as you said, some people have to be out, and maybe their profession to be working outdoors. But if you don't have to, maybe consider staying inside, getting that workout inside, as opposed to overexerting yourself in this heat.
Yeah, definitely don't overexert yourself. And if you have to be outdoors, go shopping or whatever, make sure you use the air conditioning in the car. Make sure you step inside every once in a while to cool off a bit, or drink plenty of water too.
There you go. Thank you, Anthony. His name is Littlefoot, and he's our pet of the week. We'll meet him right after the break.
Stay with with us. The time now is 6:10. You're watching Local 4 News this morning. Very curious.
WHBF is local for you with Emily Scarlett and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.